Uninspired is former Tourism Minister Dominic Fedes giving assessment of the Tourism Development Act 2024, brought before the Senate on Tuesday, February 27.
It's all old stuff. I don't see how this is going to revolutionize the industry. The only thing that this does, Madam President, is that it gives the Minister of Tourism an unprecedented amount of power. And so Section 76, Madam President, you will see that in Section 76, where it talks about the incentives, that the Minister of Tourism now, whereby the Tourism Incentive Act and the TSIA would have specified what the investor was getting, the Minister of Tourism now will decide what percentage of investment you will get.
Fede alleged the act was merely a regurgitation of implementations and actions taken by the former UWP. He claims the bill adds a means to discriminate against certain tourism operators.
The applicable rates now will be determined by the minister. No one can go online, find a piece of legislation to say, like in the past they could have, to say, okay, in St. Lucia, corporate tax, import duties, it's 100% that you're entitled to based on the laws of the country. Now the person has to get the Minister of Tourism's phone number to know what are the rates in St. Lucia. And this is regressive, Madam President. This does not redefine the tourism industry.
Senator,
in fact,
your time is up. Could you conclude your presentation?
Thank you, Madam President.
Lawmakers in the upper house of Assembly gathered to share their thoughts on the consequential bill that will impact the lucrative tourism sector. But the House was not without theatrics.
Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you.
Did I miss? Was it?
I don't know.
Was your light on, Senator? Okay, well, I saw your light then.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Madam President.
Excuse me, Madam President, I'm sorry. Madam President, the Senator has indicated that she would like to speak. This is a very important bill, and I think that in the interest of democracy, we need to allow the Senator to speak.
Thank you. You can't close the debate like that. Senator Fede, I would advise you to be guided by the standing orders. The lights. No. Yeah. Just be quiet while I'm speaking. I looked across the chamber on 2 occasions, saw no light on. I then took it up on my own to call on Senator Ferdinand. Okay? I took it upon myself to have him close the debate because no light was on. He shall proceed with the rebuttal. Proceed, Senator Hubia.
Madam President, I hear you.
Thank you, Madam President.
I have made my decision.
Madam President, I rise to the point of order based on the standing order.
Senator Fede. Senator Fede.
The standing order.
May I remind you, I am speaking, so you take your seat. Take your seat, please. In this chamber, a senator is called upon to present when his or her mic comes on, the light comes on. I looked on 2 occasions around the room. I saw no lights. I then called on Senator Ferdinand to close the debate. We don't waste time in here. It is 5 minutes to 1. We don't waste time. If any senator wanted to speak, immediately after your presentation, the light should have come on.
Leader of Government Business, Gibeon Ferdinand, rebutted Fede's claims.
Suggesting that somebody would have to call a minister if they have to get approval for something. Madam President, who calls ministers for those things? There is a structure. While the minister is the person who is legally empowered to sign off on certain documents and certain decisions, there is a very clear process by which these things happen. It may eventually reach the minister's desk. To suggest that somebody has to now call a minister in the middle of the night or something like that is really taking this thing too far. And that is the kind of rhetoric that, causes the leader of opposition business to stand here for 45 minutes and run out of time before he can say anything meaningful about the bill, and hoping that his colleague can then play games and come and try and talk afterwards. Is the leader of opposition business worried about somebody who may have to come to the ministry to get certification for, bamboo rafters or something like that? Or tables? Madam President, I can assure him that we will treat everybody equitably. We shall not discriminate.
The opposition, United Workers' Party, has raised objections on numerous occasions in both the upper and lower houses of Parliament about what they view as seeming attempts to silence them, accusing the incumbent of rushing to close consequential debates without meaningful feedback. On Tuesday afternoon, following the second reading of the bill and its passage, all three opposition senators packed their belongings and walked out of Parliament in protest.
Senators, the question is that the climate change bill be read a second time.
Supporters of the government allege that the opposition refuses to follow the rules and standing orders. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.